back in the 90s, the reason why people don't buy SUVs is
fuel consumption bad, handling bad. All
a lot of these problems have been solved. Of course, the weight and the wear and tear will be a bit more.
Yes.
But I would say 5 to 10% at
Not
the
much.
most. You know, an X70 weighing 1,800 is going to be more wear and tear than an equivalent Civic or something.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, but a sedan like S60 weigh 2,000. Alright, Autophiles. Wow, very hot afternoon.
We're in a Honda Civic 1.5 TCP.
Goodness. Okay, so it's a premium spec.
Yeah, the full spec.
1.5 turbo.
1.5 turbo facelift. Original came out in 2016.
This is a very old car, to be honest, right?
Very old is a stretch. Like there are some.
I mean, these days, 4 years old. Come on, you know,
This is like
that is what Nissan does. That's not what Honda does. But yeah, I mean, relatively speaking, this is old because usually Japanese cars they facelift every 3 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is the 4th year already for this car.
I mean, it could have been 3rd year, and then there was some
a delay lah. MCO also lah, I think. And good thing is the facelift did not change much.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing in the automotive industry because when you change a lot. That means you're not selling. If you don't change, that means you're selling well.
It means that Honda got the design right.
Correct.
We may have complained about crab claws and all that,
but the reality is, I mean, it was groundbreaking, wasn't it? Yeah.
It made Toyota wake up and say, oh no, the Corolla cannot just be the uncle car anymore.
They woke up and then still like that. So first impression, what is there to impress you about? There's nothing to impress about this car.
But at the same time, I think because of that, it's actually damn impressive.
Yeah, because it's so ubiquitous, it's everywhere.
Everybody wants a Civic. Everything you wanted out of a C-segment car, but Japanese.
The benchmark. Yeah, I mean, whether you like the looks or not, it's very subjective, but it's groundbreaking. Yet it is also familiar at the same time. You know, so familiar that I can sit like a bad boy, young and dangerous one.
All the way. So okay, let me get the facelift stuff out of the way.
Okay.
Engine is the same. Paint is new. This passion red pearl.
It's a bit maroon lah.
And then you get the new black grille.
Okay.
Which was in the
which most people have done to their Civic anyway.
Exactly. A lot of people have done it. In Thailand, it's called the RS model in the pre-facelift. But now they just blacked it out here. And then there's a new bumper with also similar graphic. Then the back there's a spoiler which I don't really like, but we'll talk about that in this.
Which I see a lot of people put on as well.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people buy these aftermarket.
Which is weird because now you have a facelift that look like a car that's already on the road.
But the big upgrade, the infotainment now has physical buttons.
Last time you don't have.
Last time we don't have. Last time
more futuristic last time.
Yeah, you see this thing here?
Yeah.
This is your volume button.
Right.
I mean, simple, basic, up and down, right? In the pre-facelift, it had ridges on it, and if you run your finger like that, it's capacitive. So you can slide it up.
I think there's a good reason because you know you're holding this all the time
and you accidentally slide up. And then, I think that was the reason. Partially, I think the other reason is they put the volume as a knob here. Before this was buttons, capacitive buttons. So I think
technology is not always good.
Yes. Yeah. They experimented. They realized maybe
it doesn't work. I mean, if it's not broken, why change it, right?
So they went back one step there. Other stuff that they've upgraded is now got Honda sensing. So
which is like the whole package that you
the whole package that the Accord gets, the CRV gets. So this thing has active cruise control. It has lane keeping.
Can I switch it off?
You can. You see down there.
And it will brake for you, right? If you're like really about to crash into a car.
Let us not test it out, but yeah, it is.
That's important, you know. You'll get distracted a lot.
Yeah.
One crash is worth it already.
Oh yeah, the rims.
18 inches. Blacked out. It's completely blacked out.
You got the trim pieces which are slightly updated.
A bit different color with texture and there's a tactile feel to it.
But by and large, this is
the same car. The seats are the same. The door panels are the same. My goodness, they changed so little. This is a testament to its success. It's a very successful car, except in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan they discontinued it completely.
Nobody bought it. It's a very competent car the last time I sat in it, and the few more times that I sat in it reinforces the idea that this is probably the best buy in its segment.
The success is justified.
Yeah, it's justified. I mean, I like the Corolla, but they did some mistakes there that I find it amateurish, things that shouldn't have happened. So should we talk about performance? Yeah, let's go for a drive. It's light, it is responsive.
The steering is
perfectly weighted. Car doesn't feel restrictive in any way. You don't get the sense like you get in a City or a Vios that some corners are cut because of size restriction, company positioning restriction. You don't feel that. This car is like bam, correct, done right.
The Civic is something that Honda cannot get wrong.
Yes, it is their bread and butter. And any complaints I will have about this car, it's very subjective and very contextual. Yeah. So let's talk about the power. 173 horses, front wheel drive, 200 low end of 200 of torque, needle wheel torque, made it to a CVT. It's a little bit unfortunate, I have to say, because the CVT is quite apparent. You can feel that it's a CVT. There's a bit rubber bandy feel to it. But nonetheless, the car is strong. You still feel that acceleration when you force it to wake up. It doesn't like to wake up, I've noticed that. It doesn't really like going sporty, but it can. And when it wakes up, it is quite strong. You know?
And the noise as well. It's not a sexy performance turbo noise. You know?
And it's also caused by the CVT. It's like you're hunting for the right RPM, kind of thing. Say what you want, it's still a normal Civic. It's not a Type R. We driven the Type R. That thing is completely nuts, man. The chassis does feel a little bit, diplomatically speaking, too compliant. Soft. A bit soft. You can feel the Tengah is much more solid as a chassis. It's more rigid, but at the same time more capable of absorbing imperfections. This one is compliant, but in the years to come, this compliancy may turn into a may start bothering you.
When the bushings all wear out.
Yes, and then the panels start rubbing each other. You're gonna have sounds, you're gonna have squeaks, and things will go loose.
See, Mazda 3 was the opposite of this because it had a really good gearbox, but a weaker engine, the 1.5 engine.
And the tuning is just so weird. One of those cars goes like, wah! On the inside and on the outside.
This is the opposite. Like, it actually gets very fast.
It's a bit punchy. You feel a bit of a punch that most CVT don't have. This one has this aggression to it.
In like a second. It takes a second to spool up and then bam, it comes in.
It delays. I think it's deciding, okay, this guy is a bit crazy. I feel that kick, that aggression, and that aggression is good because too many cars has lost its fang completely. This one still has a bit of it.
And the really nice thing about the CVT, which is why I really can't complain, is if you're just cruising the highway 110, the thing will idle at like 1,000 plus 2,000, less than 2,000.
Because it's a CVT.
Because it's a CVT, it's still a VTEC turbo, bad boy, lot of performance and all. But at the same time, it can be a family car that's quiet and comfortable, and you don't even realize how fast it can be when you're not. It's
actually pretty aggressive, man. A car can be pretty aggressive. I mean, at least that is something true to its roots. So performance-wise,
very little to complain.
Very little to complain about.
I kind of didn't like the seat so much because I think it was too in between bucket and normal seat. It's fine because it's still a compromise between family product and sport.
Of course. I
would wish for lumbar support. Because when I was sitting here, I was for 2-3 hours.
It's a bit flat, It's a bit flat. And it's quite soft. This one is a bit thinner. Not a strong point of Honda, I suppose. Seats. If you want to complain, you can, but contextually speaking, it is the benchmark. It is as good as it gets in this class. I would give it a 4 or 5.
I would give it a 4.5.
You will get a 0.5 wrong.
Because I'm a Honda fan.
See? Biasness. But it's good. It's good.
It is good.
And VH is not bad because you don't hear the droning of the wheels all the time.
And if you're light on the pedal and you're cruising, it's actually
okay.
Really good.
Unless you start stepping on it, then the CVT is a bit intrusive.
For this kind of money, it's ticking
okay. It's king. It's king. Yeah.
We're going to talk about design now.
Right. Facelift model.
Yeah.
The biggest change is, the front. They blacked it out, right? This part and this part.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's not really standing out because a lot of people already blacked out their parts. These chrome parts over here. It adds to a bit of an aggression, and that complements it with that blacked out wheel, as you can see there. But to be honest, I don't think red or orangey red or maroon suits Honda. It should be white. Another change was this. I can't really remember how it looked like in the past, but this seems a little bit under-designed. It's like not incorporated. Not much changes, right? The side?
Just the wheels.
Rim?
Oh yes, and this thing.
This thing, yes.
Honda lane watch.
Yes, the lane watch. Naturally, from the back, the biggest change is the spoiler, which is nothing new. A lot of people on the road already aftermarket it. It doesn't stand out. One odd thing is, you blacken the front. Why don't you blacken the bottom? Why is it chromed here?
It's like no exhaust muffler, that's why they have to chrome something.
It's like a nod to mama. You show mama the backside, ma, chrome. Then you show your girlfriend the front. Bad boy.
I tell you what, I don't like the spoiler. I think it just looks very out of place. It's just like...
It's very chunky as well, you see? Completely covered over. Very chunky. Boot, no changes. Exactly the same.
One change. Now you can fold it down. So you pull
the seats. You just pull it?
You stick your hand in and actually push it.
Oh, you have to... I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no tabs inside to pull it down, you know. So it's a bit of an odd design.
You do get a real spare wheel. That's good. Some tools. Legroom is not the issue. It's the headroom. Groundbreaking design from 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But it touches my hair.
Yeah,
it literally touches my hair. 6-footer at the back here may suffer a bit.
Yeah. You'll have to slouch to fit it.
You instinctively slouch because you know it's perpetually touching your hair.
My problem in the back is getting in and out, man. This roof line is really sloping.
Too low.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the need to design it to be different. I think Corolla didn't have this problem.
No, it wasn't so bad. No.
But shape-wise, Corolla has to compromise which is why I told you it looks a bit like a whale. Right?
Pregnant whale. And I also don't like this modern design trend of putting plastic on where your shoulder will be.
Why is it not soft?
I think because the seat is recessed a bit back to give you more room.
Like more slanted.
Yeah, but it's not just Honda doing this. A lot of manufacturers are doing it now.
Yeah. So if you try to rest, it's okay lah. I mean, this class like that long. That the headroom need to improve lah.
Yeah.
I really quite like the front. Look at the headroom. The differences in the headroom from the front and the back. I quite like this. Very neat, very tidy. This is a good idea because it's not like protruding, you know.
Ignore the mess, but everything's very like customizable.
Yeah.
You can take out this cup holder. You can put it anywhere you want.
Yeah.
I like
he hides an entire Baskin Robin drink without me knowing in there. This is how amazing it is, man.
You can put your phone here,
right?
Then you can have cables running through that hole down here to the actual USB ports.
Right.
It's actually quite well packaged for such a cramped space.
I mean, cram is. It doesn't pop up as what I think about when I'm in a Civic. You know, like in a Corolla, this looks really awkwardly small.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has always been, as far as I can remember. Steering is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's no longer you can't turn it with one finger. Yeah. It's a bit heavier now. Yeah, so it's no longer that Honda one finger can turn thing.
Yeah, I really like the weight of the steering, the way it feels. It's just...
Unfortunately, this material is a bit disappointing.
Yeah. You know, when I was driving the car, I was like, wow, if I owned this car, I'd be so proud. And then I look at the middle of the steering wheel, the horn pad, I'm like, they could have done a bit.
Without this, it would be great. Right? Yeah. Quite like this, you know. It's floating. It lets you know it's very thin, but at the same time, it's not protruding.
Yeah.
The protruding 2015 thing is over, man. Just set it back.
Basically, they added these buttons here.
Physical buttons.
Yeah.
You know that something is assigned specifically, something that you always go to. You can press it.
Volume, you can immediately just twirl it there.
I think we've come back to a bit more rational approach. Glove box. Wow, huge.
Yeah. Very wide.
Yeah,
the entire half of this section is a glove box.
I like it lah. I mean, the interior, if I really want to complain, it's only one thing. It could use a bit of colour. It's way too bland.
But I tell you what I do like. I think the instrument cluster is one of the best implementation of digital instrument cluster.
Okay.
One, the refresh rate is fast enough.
Okay.
You see some car companies still a bit slow. The second reason why, I think they recessed it just far enough for it to look bigger than it is. The temperature gauge and the fuel gauge. See, your mind might trick yourself into thinking like these are all digital. Actually, it's not. This is just like simple LEDs.
It's quite sporty that the fact that they put the RPM meter in the center, right?
Yeah,
like a sports car.
Like a sports car. On top of that, there's the white pieces you see there.
Yeah.
This tells you how well you're driving. So if you're light on your foot, it turns green. But if you're just sitting here idling,
I didn't notice that.
So I really like the digital elements of the car. The one thing I don't like that they've added in this facelift is the lane watch. Press lane watch. Okay, the camera comes on. It's like a wide angle camera that's mounted over there. It's supposed to help with your blind spot. When you off it, right, this animation comes back and it's always lagging. Imagine you're just like casually signaling and then you come back. So every single time this thing is going to happen. And it looks very poorly done.
Yeah. Frame rate issue.
The frame rate issue. If it just came back immediately to this, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
But they chose to put the animation every single time. Everything else I'm very, very happy with. Passenger can unlock and lock.
Yeah, I've only seen this in a Honda.
Hondas, yeah.
Yeah, why?
Sometimes I drive my parents around.
Yeah.
And I leave them in the passenger seat. I say, please lock the doors. They can't reach.
Oh yeah. It's an additional
sense.
button. It's an additional cost as well. Oh, they went through the trouble of doing it. Yeah. What's your score for the looks? For me, it's a 3.5.
Right.
It was never a great looker. It was a shocker. It wasn't a looker.
Mine averages to about 4.
Right. Shall we Value.
Yeah, time to play. Guess the price.
Guess the price. Okay, last time 1.5 full spec, 130.
About there.
But let's guess tax price lah. 128.
No. It used to be 128 before the facelift.
Okay.
Now it's 139.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
139. Full spec.
That's because, you know, Accord is 180 ma. Right now.
Yeah. But
buy a Proton X70 lah. What choices we have? Corolla. How much is it?
Also about 140.
These cars are getting expensive. I'm a bit disconnected lah, because in my head this kind of cars should still be around 110 to 120 over 1,000.
130 is like a limit.
Yeah, 130 is like a limit, because once you go into 130 plus 140, then you really go into the CX-5 CRV territory.
Yeah.
But the reality is, all of these cars are all going up in prices. I think Camry 190,000, Accord is probably the same thing. You're talking about what, 25% difference, which is exactly a 25% difference in size as well. How to recommend?
How to recommend? I wouldn't recommend this car, but if someone already wants to buy this car, it's hard to dissuade them not to. You know?
I'm just thinking from a utilitarian point of view. Why would I choose this over a CX-5, X70, what else? A CRV? You know, I mean,
and the price difference is so good.
It's so small. You're talking about 5-10%, and if you are buying a daily car, utilitarian ability is quite high on your short list, and this car just lose out so much to the CRV.
It's the only sedan I can say is doing all the boxes right, ticking all the boxes right.
It is,
yeah.
It is. It's just that the time for this this category of vehicle is over. You know, why do I need to sacrifice headroom at the back?
Value. What is this score?
3 lah at most.
Same
3.
This car is 10,000 ringgit more expensive than the pre-facelift.
I know.
And I mean, it adds Honda sensing,
this,
which is good.
Which is good, but it's just not convincing. Like, you know, it's 150,000 gets you a CRV.
Yeah, you're that close.
That's less than 10%. Yeah. That's like 5%.
You can get a decent CX-5.
Yeah, but as it is, it's like that. It's okay lah. It's okay. Not great, not bad. Nothing of its fault. It's just time has passed.
Yeah. Autophiles signing out.
Signing out. Civic facelift. What
TCP.
And if you want a sedan that's comfortable, I think Corolla. Yeah. I know spec matters.
Spec matters. I think if you're really specky, then X70 like every review will end with just
ultimately it's X70 lah, 110,000. I mean,
and yet you haven't bought one.
If I'm gonna buy a car 110,000, I might as well just go more. You reach 200,000, then you start looking at the BMW 3 Series. It does not end. Wow, this is so deep. Wow, so deep. Wow, so deep. I didn't know you hide the drink there.